How to survive a total blackout when the grid is dead, your neighbors are panicking, and every survival myth you've heard is about to get you killed. The power's been out for 3 days. No lights, no heat, no internet to Google what now, just you, the dark, and a head full of survival tips you picked up from some prepper forum or your uncle who thinks duct tape fixes everything. Bad news. Most of those tips, they're garbage. Worse than garbage. They're traps. The difference between surviving and becoming a cautionary tale is knowing which advice to ignore. It's time to unlearn the lies before they unlearn you. Myth 1. Candles are your friend. Sure, they're cozy. Romantic, even. Until you fall asleep and wake up to your apartment doing its best impression of a Viking funeral. Candles eat oxygen. They drip hot wax everywhere, and they tip over if you so much as breathe wrong. You're not in a Jane Austen novel, you're in a blackout. You need light that doesn't want to kill you. So grab some cooking oil, vegetable, olive, whatever's in the back of your cupboard. Find a small glass jar and fill it halfway. Take a strip of cotton, from an old t-shirt, a shoelace, even a tampon wick if you're desperate, and dunk it in the oil. Let it soak completely. Drape it over the rim so one end sits in the oil and the other hangs out. Light the exposed end. Congratulations, you just made an oil lamp. It burns for hours. It won't tip easily, and it won't turn your studio into a crematorium. The oil feeds the flame through capillary action, the same physics that lets trees drink. Science doesn't care if the world ended. Myth 2. Drink snow. It's just frozen water. Wrong. It's frozen hypothermia with a side of regret. Eating snow lowers your core temperature. Your body has to burn precious calories just to melt it in your stomach. Calories you don't have. You are not a polar bear. You're a human who's been surviving on stale crackers for 2 days. Find a metal container. It doesn't matter what, a soup can, an old pot, a hubcap if you're feeling creative. Pack it with snow. Hold it over your new oil lamp or any heat source you've got. Let it melt. Drink the water only once it's liquid and lukewarm. Your body says thank you, your core temperature stays stable. Bonus, if you're near a contaminated area, boil it first. Heat kills most pathogens. Not radiation, nothing kills radiation except time, but it will kill the bacteria and viruses that'll have you wishing the blackout was your only problem.
Myth 3. Stay inside. Conserve energy. Wait for help. Help isn't coming, or it's coming slow, or it's coming for someone else first. Staying inside sounds smart until you realize your apartment is now a freezer and you're the popsicle. Insulation works both ways. It keeps heat in, but if there's no heat to keep, you're just sealed in a cold box. You need to move. Create a survival nest in the smallest room you have. A bathroom, a closet. A smaller space means less air volume to heat with your own body. Pile blankets, coats, towels, anything fabric. Layer the floor first. Cold rises from below. Then the walls if you can. Stuff the gaps under doors with rolled up clothes. You are building a human burrito fort. Get inside. Your own body heat will slowly warm the tiny space. You're a 98.6 degree furnace. Use it. And if you have other people, huddle, share body heat. Yes, it's awkward. Yes, it's survival. Your pride doesn't generate BTUs. Myth 4. Flashlights are essential. Hoard batteries. Batteries die. Flashlights break. You drop one in the dark, it rolls under the couch, and now you're crawling around like a blind mole. You need light that doesn't depend on a supply chain that collapsed 3 days ago. Find a plastic bottle, water, soda, anything clear. Fill it with water. Add a tiny drop of bleach if you've got it. It makes the water clear, helping it glow brighter. Now, take your phone, turn on its flashlight, and place the bottle right on top of the light, face down. The water refracts and diffuses the beam. One focused point of light becomes a lantern that illuminates an entire room. It's called light diffusion. The water scatters photons in all directions instead of one narrow path. You just turned 100 lumens into a campsite. No phone, a headlamp, a small LED, anything with a focused beam will work. The bottle does the heavy lifting. These aren't just tips, they're physics. In a world gone dark, knowing the difference between a dangerous myth and actual science is the only thing that will keep you alive.
Let's continue with myth 5. Eat your food before it spoils. Absolutely not. Panic eating is how you end up with nothing on day 4 and a stomach that hates you. Your fridge is dead, sure, but your freezer? That's a high-end cooler now. And if it's winter, the entire world outside is your freezer. The number 1 rule: don't open the fridge. Seriously, every time you do, you're bleeding cold air. A closed fridge stays cold for about 4 hours. A full closed freezer, that can last 2 days. If it's below 40 degrees Fahrenheit outside, use it. Put your perishables in a box or a cooler, hang it out a window, bury it in snow. Animals might show up, so secure it. Rope, bungee, whatever you got. You're using nature's refrigeration. No power needed. Eat perishables first: dairy, meat, leftovers, then frozen, then and only then canned and dry goods. You need to ration like you're on a sinking ship, because you are. Okay, myth 6. Boil water for safety. Always. This is one of those pieces of advice that's just true enough to be dangerous. Boiling is great for killing pathogens, bacteria, viruses, all that nasty stuff. But it does nothing for chemicals, heavy metals, or radiation. If the blackout was caused by something that rhymes with nuclear disaster, boiling your water won't save you. You're just making hot poison. So what do you do if you suspect contamination? You distill it. Find 2 containers, one for the dirty water, one for the clean. Heat the dirty water until it starts to steam. Then you capture that steam, use a lid, a cloth, anything, and angle it toward the clean container. The steam will condense, turning back into pure water. All the impurities stay behind. You've just built a primitive still. Steam is pure H2O. Everything else, the salt, the lead, the cesium-137, it all stays in the original pot. You drink the condensed water. Science wins again. And that brings us to myth 7. Fire is survival priority number 1. Fire is great until it's not. Smoke gives away your position, it eats oxygen in enclosed spaces, it attracts attention, and not always the good kind. And if you don't know what you're doing, you'll burn down the one shelter you have. Your priorities have to be in this order: shelter, then water, then fire, then food. Shelter keeps you alive tonight. Water keeps you alive tomorrow. Fire is comfort, sure, but you can survive days without it. Humans did for millennia. You can do it for a week. If you need a fire, keep it small. Use a metal container to contain it. A soup can works. Burn paper, cardboard, dry wood, and keep it ventilated. Open a window just a little. Carbon monoxide is invisible and will kill you quietly while you sleep. You just won't wake up. Cozy. So here's the truth nobody ever tells you. Survival isn't about the gear. It's not about the expensive bug-out bag or the secret bunker. It's about your decisions. All these myths, they're just shortcuts. They sound good until they get you killed. You don't need a fortress. You need a brain that actually works under pressure, and the willingness to do things that feel weird or uncomfortable or even a little gross. Look, the blackout is going to end one of 2 ways. Either the lights come back on, or you adapt so well you stop caring that they're off. Either way, you're still breathing, and that's the win. No power? It's no problem. It's just physics, trash, and the will to outlast the dark.